Hello, today is Thursday, June 1st, 2023. We just have started the first day of June, and it would be the last one for, I don't know, on the history of Earth. So the time flies quickly, and someone suggested, especially my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, suggested we acquire 150,000 eggs farm on a daily basis in soon. So I'm thinking of. I know the poultry industry a little bit because I visited several farms on the business trip because I work for KT Korea Telecom, the number one carrier in the world. So I get to visit the chicken farms, duck farms, cow farms, dog farms, and all sorts of farms. The poultry industry, the meat industry. So I've raised several chickens, rabbits, dogs, ducks. Before, when I was a child, we are fairly small cottage home, so only several, like 30 rabbits or 100 chickens or two goats or two pigs. So before I make a decision, when it comes down to the wire of purchasing the farm, I need to get informed or knowledge or get enough knowledge about the poultry industry. So here I am. I just pulled off this article from the internet. I've never read it before, so it would be quite informational for me. And also I am trying to read this article to practice English. Yes, I am a Korean and I work for KT, Korea Telecom, the number one carrier in Korea. I don't get to speak English a lot. I have several English speaking native teachers who buy phones from me, who buy internet from me. Besides that, I have only a limited opportunity to work with foreigners. This by reading an English article each day, I get to practice English. So it's a double purposed effort on my part to read an English article each day. So here we go. Let's cut to the chase, cut the bullshit and cut to the chase, get down to the business. This article is from agrifarming.in. Poultry farming in the USA, how to start and cost. Table of contents, of course. Introduction on how to start poultry farming in the USA. Poultry breeds in the USA, statistics and cost to start poultry farming in the USA. Yes, I am interested in moving to the USA and work there as a day job handler or day hand or farm hand after my retirement. I have to retire in 5 years' time, but I could retire early in 2 years' time with some compensation from my company, KT, Korea Telecom, the number one carrier in Korea. Poultry farming is an activity that involves raising many domestic birds for food production such as eggs and meat. So food production includes eggs and meat. Poultry farming is a fast-growing area under agriculture and farming business. Poultry farming has a better chance of making a profit in this business. Poultry farming is one of the most lucrative businesses with an increase in demand for poultry products. It is considered to be the fast-growing division of the agricultural sector. I wonder what happened. step-by-step guide on how to start poultry farming in the USA, poultry statistics in the USA, poultry breeds in the USA, costs to start poultry farming in the USA are included in the download that they offer, white paper download. Okay. America is the world's largest producer and the second largest exporter of poultry meat. Wow, that's amazing because the America is so large. American consumption of poultry meat, broiler, chicken, and turkey is higher. The U.S. poultry industry has been hit hard by currency fluctuations, though. That's good expression, man. Let's remember this sentence. The U.S. poultry industry has been hit hard by currency fluctuations and economic growth in the import markets. Yeah, economic growth, the import markets. They import poultry from overseas. Oh, yeah. The poultry and egg industries are major consumers of feed grains. Yeah, I heard that about 60% of the peas produced or farmed in America is consumed by the poultry, and the rest maybe they are used for generating alcohol and the food consumption by humans. So 60%, that's a huge, man. The poultry, the turkeys, chickens, broilers, they consume a lot of peas for their protein needs. Knowledge of the industry and extensive training is essential for any possible entry into the poultry industry. According to the USDA, Department of Agriculture, 97% of the country's poultry farms are with a major producer. Works, what? 97% of the country's poultry farms are with a major producer, works with four major controlling more than half of the poultry and turkey markets. Oh, okay. The 97% of the country's poultry farms work with four majors. What the fuck? Okay, I think it's grammatically hashed up. It's a mess. I think the correct sentence should be, I think they didn't do the proofreading maybe. According to the USDA, 97% of the country's poultry farms are working with four major companies controlling more than half of the poultry and turkey markets. Key benefits of a poultry farming business. There are many benefits to the poultry farming business. Okay. There are many benefits to the poultry farming business. Poultry farming provides higher yields. It doesn't take much capital to become a poultry farmer. Poultry farming does not require many places to start, and you can start with available areas. Poultry farming can be profitable immediately. Poultry farmers only need less care. You can easily get a license for this business. You are promoting agricultural products that are in high demand. Employment opportunities are created at many levels. Most financial institutions and businesses will approve loan packages for poultry farmers. Well, that's a good expression. We usually say they would approve loans, but approved loan packages sounds more official, more knowledgeable, more intellectual, and I don't know, kind of achievement on the part of the borrowers. So good expression, loan packages, like a weather event instead of showers. They say weather events. Approved loan packages for poultry farmers. This gives you an immediate return on investment. Marketing is very easy. You can start a business with very little money. High profit in a short time. Easy marketing. No need for much maintenance. No license required. Huge global demand. No license required? No need for much maintenance. I agree, because the chickens, they don't destroy the farm structures. They don't destroy the lands, trees, and so on. So no need for much maintenance. Slight maintenance is required, though. The best location for poultry farming in the USA. Poultry houses should be away from residential and industrial areas, of course. In Korea, it gotta be at least 1,500 meters. That's roughly a mile from any residential areas, any houses. When there's complaints lodged against building a new farm, and it's within, I don't know, 1 mile radius from that complaint, then you cannot build a farm there. You need to move outside the zone. It should have proper road facilities. It should have basic facilities like water and electricity, of course. The chickens eat water, but also you need water to clean the bottom, clean the floor of the chicken farm. Availability of farm labor at relatively cheap wages, of course. Poultry house should be located in a high area, and water should not accumulate there. I heard that chickens don't like water. I helped raising 100 chickens outside Gwangju for my friend, female friend, and one time the water, we had a heavy rain and the water remained on the floor, and the chickens, they didn't die, but they felt awkward. They felt uncomfortable in my eyes, and their health probably deteriorated for several days. It should have proper ventilation, of course. AI. Avian influenza. Housing for poultry farming in the USA. Housing at commercial chicken farms has undergone a lot of scrutiny in recent years. There are pros and cons to different options of meat birds or layers. Traditional housing systems are the most common and consist of solid metal or mesh poultry cages with loose floors that house 3 to 8 birds. Water is supplied through an overhead system, and feed is fed into trough along the front of the cage. Depending on the space available, they can be decorated or spread on the floor. Traditional broiler production systems work well where adequate food supply is a major concern for growth. In a single layer cage, there are holes for eggs to fall. A single layer cage. Okay, that's a good expression, because each chicken is housed in a separate cage and is called single layer cage. There are holes for eggs to fall. If you are raising chickens, you will want parent cages that allow mating and where the minimal breaking of eggs is a major concern. Some breeding systems include rearing cages that allow chickens to grow. For those who raise breeding systems. For those who raise chickens in the backyard chicken coops, there are endless options. The protection of predators is potentially a major concern. I think the protection from predators, right? The protection of predators, not warding off predators, is more correct expression. The protection from predators is potentially a major concern. Learn about the poultry farming business. The first step in starting a poultry farm is to get some basic training. Do not rush into running a poultry business without proper training from a reputable farming organization. Know that this is a delicate business because you are dealing with live birds. For example, if you do not receive daily training in poultry farming, it may end up costing you a poultry business. I agree. So, poultry industry farmers out there, or anyone involved in the farming industry, please contact me and hire me. Yes, I would be interested in moving over to the States, United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, or even UK, or any English-speaking country to help your business while learning your business too. I speak English. I speak a little bit of Chinese. I am very fluent in Korean because I am Korean. And I have worked for KT, the Korea Telecom, number one carrier in Korea for 30 years now. So I have extensive knowledge about IT, the telecommunications protocols, internet and telephones, TV, satellites, undersea cables, and everything about IT. Yes, I can work for AT&T, Sprint, Verizon, Ofcom, Teleglobe, Verizon, Vodafone, whatever your needs are. And also, I studied mechanical engineering in college, and I was the honor student. So, yes, I can help with your piping system, robots, and all mechanical needs, even though I have a limited experience. And also, I grew up in the outside in the rural country area. So, yeah, I'm a tough metal, tough steel. So, yes, I can endure your racism, your racist remarks a little bit. But remember, I am very high IQ. I'm very smart. If you continue to harass me, I will just respond with harassing strategies too. Where I would digress, but yes, I would be interested in your offers. If you do not receive daily training in poultry farming, it may end up costing your poultry business, of course. Many of your baby chickens could die if you just don't know what you need to do right now. So learn all the basics of farming to run your poultry business successfully. So you can take a training course, even a short course, to learn how to grow baby chickens. Many agencies are running poultry farming courses. Sign up for one of the basics. You can also consult a farmer to learn some basic tricks for handling baby chickens. Yes, I'm very smart. I'm very creative. I get a lot of awards for being creative in my company. Select your poultry sector in the USA. And also, I have been IT salesman for 14 years, and I worked in the international arena for 3 years or 4 years, inside KT, of course. And also, I was the Korean soldier assigned to the US Army station in Korea for 3 years. So basically, I was the U.S. soldier for 3 years. Poultry farming is select your poultry sector in the USA. That wait a minute. That was basically my resume, and I score perfect on TOEIC, TOEFL tests. Those are English tests for foreigners. Poultry farming is a wide industry. There are two types of poultry farming, and they are broilers and layers. Remember them, broilers and layers. Broilers are chickens that you raise for meat, and the layers are the hens you raise for the eggs. In general, the chicken rearing business operates in many fields. So decide if you want to work in all fields or if you want to limit your poultry farm business to just one or two fields of your choice, especially in the beginning. Yeah, I would just limit to layers because that's the layer farm. And where were we? The poultry farming types you can choose from are meat production, broiler breeding, egg production, layered breeding, poultry feed production, yeah, harim, the feed. My brother-in-law is the CEO of Natural Feed. That's the feed manufacturing company. They make feeds for chickens, turkeys, fish, sheep, goats, cows, and fish too. So he has a lot of information and connection. And also he imports raw material from South Africa and other countries. And he supplied the raw materials, imported the raw materials to major feed production companies in Korea too. So he helps them and competes with them at the same time. Chicken breeding, hatchery, egg and meat processing. Yeah, I am interested in egg production, layered breeding, and poultry feed production too, because I would make my own feed on my own to save cost. Chicken breeding, hatchery. Okay, so that's good expression too. Hatcheries, hatchery. Don't count your eggs before they are hatched, right? However, yeah, but I will count my eggs before I buy the hatchery farm. However, before starting a poultry farming company, think in terms of sales assurance. Sales assurance. For example, if you choose to enter the broiler business, consider the risks involved. So start a broiler business. For example, buy from you when you contact broiler companies in your area. I think this article is a little bit grammatically wrong here and there. So start a broiler business. For example, buy from you who? When you contact broiler companies in your area. So I would change this sentence to so when you start a broiler, if you start a broiler system, for example, ask or check if they can buy from you when you contact broiler companies in your area. Yes, yeah. So when you for example, if you're starting a broiler business, ask your broiler companies in your area if they can buy from you. Important poultry farming equipment. The success of your poultry business will depend on the quality of your equipment, really, not the quality of the people who are raising them too. With quality equipment, you can feed your birds healthily. There is a different equipment available for poultry farmers, and you can get at least the basic equipment. Poultry farms must have the right feeders, watering cans, ventilation systems, watering cans, cages, coops, and perches. Yeah, perches are the steel or wood where the chickens just sit down, right, with their feet, claws, and coops. You put mother hen and the chickens in the coops, cages, single layer cage. You will need to install brooders or heaters, lighting equipment, and egg tray for the poultry business. Brooders, right? Heaters, brooders, automatic chicken brooders. It just broods chickens from the eggs in 21 days. Brooders, install brooders. However, you do not need to equip your small poultry business with a full range of equipment. Many of them are sophisticated and expensive. It is wise to first apply only the basic equipment needed to keep your chickens healthy. Then, as your business expands, you may get a loan to buy more expensive goods. American chicken breeds, American poultry breeds. So basically, you just build out gradually, step by step, right? You don't have to buy the, poultry equipment, a huge line of poultry equipment in advance. You don't need to buy the land, huge land. You just buy the land gradually. If that's impossible, of course, you need to buy the huge land in the. You need to determine the size of your chicken farm first. Well planning is good, important. American chicken breeds, American poultry breeds are very productive. They are medium-sized chickens. They have medium-sized chickens. Not medium size is a past participle, right? PP. So they are medium-sized. Not medium-sized, medium-sized chickens. They have a red lobe. Yeah. Some other chickens have black lobe, maybe, or white lobe, or yellow lobe. Yeah, I'll do some research into the chicken lobes myself later on. I'm getting curious now. They have a red lobe. They have a comb crown. They do not have wings in their eggs. What do you mean? They do not have wings in their legs. Some chicken breeds have wings in the legs? That's strange. You mean like a small, fine feathers? Americana, American game, Brahma, Buckeye, California Gray, Delaware, Dominic, Holland Chicken, Rhode Island Red, New Hampshire, Plymouth Rock, Jersey Giant. In case you missed this, poultry farming in Australia, understand the value chain of carbon capture. Download white paper on CCUS. Popular poultry breeds in the USA. This includes birds that were developed in the United States, usually crossing the Mediterranean Asian types. Yeah, cross. Selection, not genetic modification. Crossing the I don't know what's the difference though, when it comes down to meat and eggs. Crossing the Mediterranean and Asian types. Crossing, right? Crossing. They serve the dual purpose of laying meat and eggs. Although there are 11 different breeds, the most famous of which are the following. Rhode Island Red. It is the most popular of the American breeds imported into this country due to its tough nature. It can survive in humid, dry, or rainy areas. It is useful for all purposes. This is a good layer and the eggs are large brown shells. The quality and production of meat are excellent. Baby chickens grow fast and they are not so delicate. There are two, not so delicate means they are tough birds. There are two types of Rhode Island Red, single-combed and rose-combed. The average weight of chicken is 3.8 kilograms. That's heavy, man. 3 kilograms. Meat, I think the meat is only 2 kilograms. I don't know. Single-combed and rose-combed. Here is a PP2, past principle, not single comb, single combed and rose combed. Rhode Island White, its structure is similar to Rhode Island Red, but the plumage is white instead of red plumage. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. There are no wings in the legs. Probably should be changed to there are no plumage in the legs. Some chickens have a plumage in the legs. So I don't know who wrote this article, but a little bit of proofreading by someone else could have improved this article legibility, the readability, right? Legibility. Yes, Wyandotte. The body of this breed of bird is relatively round with a small beak and a rose comb. It is good for the dual purpose of eggs and meat, but is more popular as a table bird. What do you mean table bird? It lays well. So table bird means birds that lays well. The average weight of a hen and a hen. The average weight of a hen and a hen. I think you need, I don't know, you should have checked with your Microsoft Word. So this sentence should be the average weight of a hen is 4 The average weight of a cock and a hen is 4 kilograms, and 3 kilograms respectively. Okay, here, kilogram is noted as just kg, no s attached when it is plural. But you need to pronounce them as plural when it is not 1 kilogram. So 4 kilograms and 3 kilograms. When it is plural, it means it is not 1. So 0.5 is also plural. 0.3, 1.7, 13, they are all plural. Island red stock. The body is less rectangular compared to the Rhode Island red. The color of plumage is dark oak red. Due to its hardy nature, it is gaining a lot of popularity in recent years. Delaware. The body is wide and slightly sloping towards tail. The plumage is white with black markings on the wings, neck, and tail feathers. Feathers, plumage. They grow fast and are therefore very useful for meat production. The average weight of a male and female is 4 kilograms. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. And 3 kilograms respectively. Egg-laying poultry breeds in the USA, breeds such as Americana, and Buff Cochin, and the silver-laced Wyandotte are docile, make good pets. Yeah, make good pets, table pets. Oh, table pets and pets, table chicken pets. Make good pets and have large egg laying hens that lay unique eggs. The white leghorn is a classic breed of chicken for eggs. It is a major producer of large white eggs. Black copper Maran is another egg laying breed that lays chocolate brown eggs. Deciding what kind of eggs you want is part of chicken rearing plan. Leghorn, black copper Maran, silver laced Wyandotte, Americana, buff cochin. Exotic poultry breeds in the USA. Chickens provide meat and dog eggs for both large and small producers. They also make good pets. The silky chicken breed is one of the most unique and friendly breeds. This breed originated in Southeast Asia and easily identified by silk feathers. They are cheap, easy to maintain, and grow in both hot and cold seasons. They can be affectionate and companionship. They can be affectionate and provides good companionship. Blue state turkeys are another unique breed of poultry. Sometimes these are called slate turkey or lavender turkey. Rarely, blue state turkey is a heritage breed endangered by the protection of American livestock breeds. Blue state turkey is a heritage breed. So I have to look for what the heritage breed really means. I think the traditional breed that was kept, revered by generation after generation, heritage breed, endangered by the protection, endangered by, I don't know. Important tips to remember for poultry farming. Start small at first. That's good expression. Yep, here. Start small at first. Start small at first. If you are inexperienced in the market, do not start large-scale poultry farming. You have to start small and then expand slowly, gradually, as your business grows. You should also do a proper feasibility study before going into business. Well, that's why I am reading this article. Even though I am a KT employee, KT is the number one carrier in Korea Telecom. If there are too many competitors, or if the supply of poultry products in your area exceeds the demand, then look elsewhere to start your own business or look to start another business. Consider meat packaging and production. Many people get their poultry products from grocery stores and supermarkets. Very few people still buy live animals because they think that when you buy prepackaged meat, it is low pressure, which you can use to make your food in a few minutes. Therefore, you should consider your meat production and packaging business to sell your farm products. I don't know, this confusing. Very few people still buy. Let me read this paragraph one more time. Consider meat packaging and production. Many people get their poultry products from grocery stores and supermarkets. Very few people still buy live animals because they think that when you buy prepackaged meat, it is low pressure when you can which you can use to make your food in a few minutes. Therefore, you should consider your meat production and packaging business to sell your farm products. Okay, well, chicken industry in the United States. The most successful and important sector in the USA is the chicken industry. Over 50 years, the American broiler industry has grown from a fragmented, locally based business to a highly efficient, vertically integrated, progressive success story that is increasingly delivering to consumers across the country and around the world. The modern chicken industry produces nutritious, high quality products that have become cheaper over the years. Key facts of the chicken industry. Let me go sidewise. The cost to start a business. How profitable is chicken farming in the USA? Consider the investment for poultry farming business. Feeding options for poultry farming in the USA. How about this? Poultry farming in Brazil. Now, their economy is tanking, man. They're down there. Brazil, I think the inflation rate is so high, and also it's much terrible in Argentina, according to the local news. I have a friend living in Brazil, and he seems to be happy over there. But I think their economy, the Brazilian economy there, is terrible at the moment, with high inflation, rampant crimes. I saw young children stealing stuff from the travelers there, tourists. That's fucking terrible, man. Brazil, get your shits up. And get your shits in a row. And, you are doing poorly. Get your shit arranged. Get your shit. What? Yeah, that's terrible. So where were we? Start small, right? Key facts of the broiler chicken industry in the USA. About federally inspected, approximately 30 companies are involved in the poultry rearing, processing, and marketing business on a vertically integrated basis, meaning the company can ensure quality at every stage of the process. The largest vertically integrated chicken business in Korea is Harim. Okay, they are incorporated and it's very big. So they are vertically integrated. So about federally inspected approximately 30 federally inspected companies are involved in the poultry rearing, processing, and marketing business on a vertically integrated basis, meaning the company can ensure quality at every stage of the process. About 25,000 family farmers have production contracts with companies in the poultry business. The United States is the world's largest broiler chicken industry, exporting about 17% of its production. The United States is the world's second largest broiler exporter after Brazil. Americans eat more chicken more chicken. The number one protein used in the United States. Americans eat more than 93.5 pounds per person. The top broiler producing states in the USA are Georgia, Arkansas, Alabama, North Carolina, and Mississippi, all those Confederate states except North Carolina. I don't know why. Maybe that's why they are in a relatively poorer. Significance of poultry production in the United States. Poultry production was due to the discovery of vitamin D, which made it possible to keep chickens in captivity throughout the year. Chickens did not breed during the winter season due to lack of sunlight and off-season egg production. Incubation and meat production were all very difficult, making poultry a seasonal and expensive proposition. Year-round production reduced costs, especially for broilers. Artificial daylight supplements are also being used. As production and quality improved, so did the need for labor. Farmers usually triple the number of their chickens, put 3 hens in a bird cage, or convert their floor cages from 1-hen deck to triple-decker hens. Convert floor cages from 1-hen deck to triple-decker hens. I wonder what are floor cages. Floor cages are what? From 1-hen deck to triple-decker hens, I can only guess. Shortly afterwards, prices fell further and a large number of egg farmers left the business. It began the transition from family farmers to larger, vertically integrated operations. This decline in profits led to a general decline in consumer prices, with poultry and eggs losing their status as luxury foods. The vertical integration of the egg and poultry industries was a late development following years of major technological changes, including the development of modern broiler breeding techniques, the adoption of Cornish cross broilers, the use of cage laying, etc. The chickens can be sent to the slaughterhouses for slaughter and can be frozen for processing in prepackaged commercial products or sent to fresh markets or wholesalers. Meat-type chickens currently gain market weight in 6 to 7 weeks. Wow! Compared to 3 times as long as 50 years ago. 3 times as long as 50 years ago. Compared to 3 times as long as 50 years ago. 50 times. This is due to genetic selection and changes in nutrition, which are illegal for poultry use in the United States. Once the meat is only occasionally used, general availability and low prices have made chicken a common meat product in developed countries. In the United States, laying hens are slaughtered after the second laying season. Really? So after 2 years. The laying period begins when the hen is 18 or 20 weeks old, depending on the breed and season. Some egg breeds have low commercial value at any age. Such day-old chicken are sometimes sold as food for birds. Older chickens also have a lower commercial price. Wow. Some egg breeds have low commercial value at any age. Wow. So such day-old children are sometimes sold as a food for birds, for hawks, eagles maybe. Older chickens are also have a lower commercial price. Traditionally, poultry production was distributed throughout the agricultural sector. Egg production occurs in early spring when farm costs are high and incomes are low. On many farms, the herd was the most important source of income, although it was often not appreciated by farmers. As the money came in, many small payments. So I will stop reading here and come back to where I left off, or I'll just upload it and upload another video for the rest of this article because it's so large, so lengthy. It's not good for YouTube listening. So I will just cut the reading and stop here and upload the video. Thanks for listening, everybody. Yes, I am interested in going into the poultry business, but also I am always open to any offer when offer any job offer in America too. Thanks for listening. Take care. Bye bye. So where were we? I'm back home now. So I stopped somewhere, and I will continue to read from where I left off in the morning. It was a holiday for me today, so I went to several places to goof around and meet people and see how they are doing. Yep, they were doing okay. So egg production. Traditionally, poultry production was distributed throughout the agricultural sector. Egg production occurs in early spring when farm costs are high and incomes are low. On many farms, the herd was the most important source of income, although it was often not appreciated by farmers. As the money came in, many small payments. Feeding options for poultry farming in the USA. How about this? Poultry farm in Brazil. Commercially reared chickens are usually fed what is called a complete feed that contains all the proteins, energy, vitamins, minerals, and other nutrients that contribute to proper growth, egg production, and the health of the birds. So that's what I hear. The American NBC network experimented, or they tested all the eggs from organic farms, not just one, several farms, commercial farm factories, and some other farms, other types of farms, and they tested that the industrial farm eggs have all the necessary elements inside, while organically grown eggs from organic farms contained less amount of nutrients. So that was the insight. You need to have a balanced diet. Chickens are given a high protein starter diet that lasts from 6 to 8 weeks after the baby is born. They are then converted into a high protein diet. 뭐라고? Someone called me. Yeah, I think here kilogram. This observed the calorie is calculated like a I don't know Calorie is calorie, joule, not it's not a mass. So kilogram is a mass, the weight. So wrong. I don't know. There are several. Oh man, calories, kilojoules, something like that. Ingredients like a corn and a zola should never have more than 10 to 11% moisture, as they can cause fungus formation. Therefore, buy feeds for your poultry business only from a reputable company. Develop a poultry health management plan. Potential loss of poultry business is the lack of health management plan. As a result, the death rate of poultry birds may be higher. You should be aware of the common diseases of poultry that can seriously damage the poultry business. Therefore, have an effective poultry health management plan for your poultry farm. The plan must maintain requirements such as clean drinking water and proper hygiene. Also, your light management plan for poultry farms should be perfect. The chickens need proper lighting in the place where you keep them. They need 16 hours of light. Yellow, red, and orange light is considered the best 24 hours for broiler breeds. Consult a lighting specialist before buying chickens to start your own poultry business. Lighting plan. Consider the investment for poultry farming business. Starting a poultry farm will mean that you have a good amount of money on your hands. You are planning to start a small poultry farm business, but still you need a lot of basic facilities to run the farm successfully. Feeders, drinkers, lights systems, incubators, and brooders, etc. are the most important equipment in poultry farming. Feeders, drinkers, lighting systems, maybe. Lights systems, okay, light system. Incubators, brooders, etc. are the most important equipment in poultry farming. Then buy land specifically for your poultry business. In addition, you need funds to pay the salaries of your staff and workers. Cost to start a poultry farm business in the USA. Well, approximately, you should be willing to spend anywhere between $5,000 and $25,000. The cost of a poultry farm business setup depends on how enthusiastic you are when starting a business. This amount includes 3 months' salary for all staff and the minimum breeding capacity in the United States. You will be doubled as a farm manager, sales and marketing officer, and even a security guard. Some of you may be thinking of starting a poultry farm from home. In this case, you will avoid investing in buying agricultural land, but only those who have enough space in the compound should consider this option. That is why people living in around the village easily start their poultry farming. Starting a poultry business in the United States represents a good idea for national and international investors, as there are many opportunities for tax deductions and financing. However, setting up the initial costs of a chicken farm depends on its size. There are advantages to starting a small poultry farm business, especially for young and inexperienced traders. The financial risks are not too high, and the good thing is that you can verify the whole process carefully and make sure that you are using only premium and organic feeds that add value to your final product. Typically, starting a small business in the poultry industry will cost you anywhere between $5,000 and $25,000, including the first 3 months of your employees' salaries. How profitable is a chicken farm in the USA? Some high quality food and a chicken coop are important to start a poultry business. Here's what you need to know to increase your income from this activity. American tastes for meat based sources of protein have changed over the past few decades. Interesting. Shifting from beef to chicken because it is later cheaper and allegedly healthier. The truth is that as long as you choose organic chicken, it can help you lose weight and live a long, healthy lifestyle. There were more than 230,000 poultry farms in the United States, but less than 10% specialized in organic farming, providing safe, non GMO, and hormone free poultry meat. Non-GMO, hormone-free meat, poultry meat. And if you think the poultry industry will be far more saturated with farms and farmers, you can't go wrong. Recent surveys, you can't go wrong. Recent surveys and forecasts in the field have confirmed that global demand for poultry will continue to increase in the coming decades. Although most chickens live in harsh conditions with no access to natural light and less than a square foot of space, it is not surprising that the poultry industry is growing rapidly, as are large fast food chains. Most chickens are fed a special mix of superfoods with more nutrients and minerals to grow fast. However, things seem to have changed in the last decade thanks to those who joined the slow food movement in a concerted effort to raise awareness of the dangers of injecting poultry meat. Unfortunately, up to 70% of the meat we consume today contains estrogen, a hormone that will later affect the quality of meat and endanger our health. Regular consumption of injected meat can lead to puberty, overweight, obesity, and heart disease, but there are few potential risks. This is one of the reasons why people become more self aware about their diet and now try to opt for organic alternatives. People are willing to pay extra for products that come from certified sources and are grown naturally without the use of antibiotics, hormones, and other chemicals. Treat sick poultry birds immediately. You should check your poultry birds regularly so that you can see any sick birds early. Otherwise, the disease spreads rapidly among chickens. Look for any unusual behavior or appearance to keep your poultry business safe. If you find one or more of these pests to be infected or sick, treat them immediately before it's too late. Call a doctor for a further diagnosis and plan treatment right away. Therefore, that is the way to conduct poultry farm business safely and successfully. Poultry statistics in the USA. Owning a chicken farm can be a dream come true for many people. But in addition to buying chickens, make the best chicken egg incubator for your birds, feed them, and provide them with a safe place to live. Consider the type of business. Over the years, chicken has become the number one meat used in the United States because it is the most affordable. The country is also the world's largest chicken broiler producer. Raising chickens for their eggs seems to be a viable option for businesses with limited budgets. The good news is no matter what you choose, your business is likely to be profitable because there will never be a shortage of meat and egg consumers in this world. Hatchery production annual summary. This includes US hatchery data in 19 selected states and the United States. Broiler babies are born monthly. Egg type chickens hatched monthly in the United States. On the first day of each month, the number of eggs laid in incubators was fixed for weekly broiler chicks and eggs for 19 states in the United States. Interesting. In the United States, turkey chickens were kept, turkey eggs in incubators, and turkey poults hatched each month in the United States. What is it? What's the information? Chicken is the number one protein used in the United States. Americans also eat 95 million dozen eggs a year. About 18% of poultry meat is exported, making the United States the world's second largest exporter. I think Korea is also importing some poultry meat from the USA. Pressure from America. The National Chicken Council says that 95% of the broiler chickens are raised by farmers of about 25,000 families who have contracted with around 30 companies. In the USA, Alabama and Arkansas leading the way in broiler production. North Carolina and Minnesota are the top producers of turkey birds because a little bit cold, right? North Carolina is a little bit similar to Korea, but warmer. The market for poultry meat, culling and slaughtering non-laying hens became a source of chicken meat. However, the supply of chicken meat fell short of demand and poultry was expensive. Two types of poultry were commonly offered: broiler or spring hens, young male chickens, and byproduct of the egg industry, which were sold when young and tender, usually less than 3 pounds live weight, and fowls and stewing hens are also a product of the egg industry, which were old hens for laying. Egg-type chicken carcasses are no longer appearing in stores. Interesting. They retire and slaughtered and fed for other birds. Conclusion. If you live in the following U.S. states and plan for a commercial poultry farming business, this article may help you to a certain extent in setting up your poultry farm. Well, that's it. Thanks for listening. It's quite a long article. Several questions from India, maybe. Indians, they are always curious. There are many people there, like 1 billion people, or 1.4 billion people. That's amazing. So let's see who is the author of this article. No information. And this article is from Agri Farming. Thanks, Agri Farming. You did a good job. This article has been quite an informational and quite an intensive and extensive in its analysis of the poultry industry in America. You did a good job. I will come back to your article one more time. And this is like a thesis, man. Everybody, did you like this article? Leave your comments below and I will be happy to reply. Thanks. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.